Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to break down a piece of tech that started on the battlefield and is now completely changing the game for first responders and military operators in a crisis. It's called TAK, and it's all about creating one single shared picture of reality when everything is on the line.
Okay, let's kick things off with this quote from Air National Guardsman Kyle Evans. He said this right in the middle of the Hurricane Harvey response. And that simple phrase, "I can move faster," well, it perfectly captures what this technology is all about. It's not just about being quick, it's about life-saving speed and efficiency.
So, to really get why that speed matters so much, we've got to rewind to 2017 and the absolute chaos of Hurricane Harvey. I mean, you have to picture it. Responders were facing a total communications nightmare. Radio calls were fragmented, people were calling for help from unknown locations, and you had all these different agencies trying to coordinate with no shared game plan. It was basically a civilian fog of war. When you can't see your own team members on a map, let alone the people who desperately need rescuing, every single decision is a gamble. Coordination becomes next to impossible. And this slide just lays it out perfectly. On the left, you see the old way of doing things, just radio chaos, no shared map, fragmented info everywhere. But on the right, that's the world with TAK, real-time tracking, live data feeds, and one common picture for everyone involved. It's literally the difference between flying blind and having a GPS for the entire team. All right, so what is this piece of tech that cut through all that chaos? Well, it's called the Team Awareness Kit, or just TAK for short. You know, at its core, TAK is a deceptively simple idea, but it is absolutely revolutionary. It's a set of tools that puts the exact same map on everyone's device, whether it's a phone, a tablet, or a computer in a command center, and it's all updated in real time. Everyone sees where everyone else is all the time, no more guessing. And the origin story for TAK is pretty fascinating. It actually started back in 2010 as a military tool. It was called the Tactical Assault Kit back then, and it was designed to give soldiers an edge in combat. But its true power was really unlocked during Hurricane Harvey. That's when the Department of Homeland Security realized it was the perfect tool for coordinating a huge civilian response. It worked so well that now it's being used by agencies all over the country. Okay, so how does this whole thing actually work under the hood? Well, it's not just a single app. It's really a whole ecosystem of tools that are all designed to work together seamlessly across a ton of different devices and teams. The whole system is really built to be flexible. You've got ATAK on Android. That's kind of the mothership, the most powerful and feature-rich version. Then there's WinTAK, which runs on Windows for the folks in the command center. There's iTAK for iPhones and iPads. And there's even a super simple WebTAK, which lets someone like a mayor or a city official just log in through a browser and see what's going on. No special software required.
And this quote right here, from Jared Vanden Heuvel at the Texas DPS, it really gets to the secret sauce of the system. See, the Android version, ATAK, supports what are called plugins. All that means is that if, say, a fire department has some specialized sensor or a police department has unique workflow, a developer can build a custom add-on just for them. It makes the system endlessly adaptable. Okay, so we've got the tech, we know how it works, but what's the real-world impact? You know, how does this actually play out on the ground, and how many lives has this common picture really helped save?
I mean, the numbers really speak for themselves. They're pretty staggering. By 2020, which was just a few years after it really hit the civilian scene, TK had already helped out in over 2,000 rescues during 6 major hurricanes. Over 5,000 people at DHS were using it for everything from disasters to securing big public events. And look, it's not just for these huge headline-grabbing disasters. This quote here is from a fire commander whose team used TAK to save a school. Heat sensors were going off, but no one could find the source of the heat. Using TAK, they were able to drop a precise pin on the map, which guided the crew right to a runaway furnace in a portable classroom. They stopped a small problem from turning into a massive fire, all with minimal radio traffic and maximum efficiency. What's really exciting is that this isn't just a static tool anymore. It's evolving into this huge connected platform for entire states, and Texas is really showing everyone how it's done, creating a blueprint for the future. See, instead of every single town or county agency trying to run their own separate system, which would be a mess, the Texas Department of Public Safety did something brilliant. They built one central TAK server for the whole state. And it's federated, meaning it's linked up with servers from the FBI, the military, and border protection. That means During a major crisis, a local sheriff, a state trooper, and a federal agent can all be looking at the exact same map in real time.
And they've taken this idea even further by creating a complete, unified picture of the airspace. So, on their one map, they can see their own drones flying with live video feeds, they can detect unknown drones that might be a threat, they can track nearby civilian planes to avoid any collisions, and they can link in all of their own helicopters and planes. It is total airspace awareness on a single screen. So, when you look at how incredibly successful TAC has been, you realize it's not just about the fancy technology. There are some really big, crucial lessons here for anyone interested in innovation, especially in government and public safety. So, why did it work so well? Well, it really boils down to four key things. First, it's just dead simple to use. Responders in the middle of a hurricane were learning it in 30 minutes. Second, its open architecture means anyone can build new tools for it. Third, and this is a big one, the basic software is free for government agencies, which gets rid of a huge cost barrier. And finally, its value just explodes with every new agency that joins the network. The more people using it, the more powerful it becomes for everybody.
And all of this leaves us with a really big question. TAK has proven that if you give different teams a single, shared, real-time understanding of a complex problem, the results can be absolutely revolutionary. So the question is, if this approach can transform how we respond to hurricanes and fires, just imagine what other huge challenges, from public health crises to city planning, we could start to solve if we all just agreed to look at the same map.